was thinking about what I would put in a time capsule, and I guess I would put my cell phone loaded up with everything that I think is the best representation of me, and a charger.
I have been thinking about this for the past day or so, and at first I thought a mixtape with my favorite songs, I guess. But then I thought there probably won't be a CDs or CD players in the future. So then I thought, what is the best representation of myself? And I couldn't come up with anything. So I thought I would just put a lock of my hair in the time capsule, but that would be really strange. So honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Let us know what you would leave in a time capsule down below, because we would love to hear your answers. So I did take one photography class in high school and then an intro to digital photography in college, but for the most part, if there's anything that we wanted to learn how to do or need to know how to do, we've just really looked it up ourselves and learned ourselves.
And I think that is what has made our whole YouTube journey very fun for both of us, because we have kind of found our own creative style and voice and aesthetic, as cheesy as that sounds, through trial and error.
A lot of trial and error. And I feel like in today's society, people just want to know how to do everything. They don't want to actually learn and make mistakes. They just want to know. And that's kind of like where I'm like, just, go out, mess around with some stuff, learn how to do it on your own.
To be honest, I am not going to let people on the internet, especially people that I don't know, dictate what I wear. And that hasn't been something that's happened overnight. I am definitely confident in myself. And I think that what we wear is a big form of self-expression. So if you think that, you need to worry about those things, don't. It's not going to be overnight, like, oh, you're going to feel confident in yourself overnight, unless you do, which is great. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey or a process to get to where I am now. And yeah, don't let those things affect you.
So it may be hard for some of you to believe, but Melos and I, at certain points in our life, have not always been as close or on good terms. It was after the passing of our mom, our dad moving back to Honduras, the passing of Greg, all of these unfortunate events that happened within 2 years of one another that has really made us the closest.
I think that's when I felt the closest and most connected to you, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think we can both agree on this one by far, the 1975. I don't know how they do it, but somehow they just managed to top themselves. And we've only seen them 4 times, which I know that might sound like a lot, but I know people that have seen them like 15, 20 times.
And I would also say Chromeo is like hands down, if you get a chance to see them, great live show. And then 2011 we saw Crystal Castles, and that was just like one of the best experiences of my entire life.
For me, the most challenging part is being able to find a happy medium between what I like to make and what you guys like to see. If I only made videos solely based off of what people wanted to see, it would only be thrift hauls. And that's not really where we are in our lives anymore. That's, us 6 years ago. We don't just go out and buy things to buy things anymore. And I love the thrift store. I still love going out. You guys see, we still go out like every single Saturday, but I don't feel like we have to buy things anymore to make content.
I think for me, the most challenging part about YouTube is finding the motivation to create content. I know for some people, this is their full-time job, and that this isn't my primary source of income. So some days, some weeks, I don't feel like I have to put out a video, and at the same time, I don't want this to feel like work. I don't want to feel like I have to just put out content to put out content. I like making videos that I enjoy making and having fun.
And that we're proud of.
Exactly. So we are actually in the process of putting together or working on a podcast with one of our very good friends, Andy. And so stay tuned, get excited for that. But I didn't even know there was such thing as a tagline.
I feel like I haven't listened to enough podcasts to know that there is a tagline, so I'm not really sure what ours would be, and we don't even have a name yet, so we're still in the very early stages of starting a podcast. Our lazy day is usually Sunday, although we do kind of work because the vlog has to go up and then you always make a thumbnail. I will, maybe if I'm like really feeling myself, go to the gym. We usually always hang out with our friends. I think you guys have seen that in vlogs, and that is a really special time for me because I like making time to be with the people that I enjoy. We usually go out and eat.
Always something to eat, some kind of dessert.
It's just a very lazy Sunday.
Yes. So this is the first time that I had actually watched King of the Road from start to finish, and so I didn't really know the dynamics of it, or people were rooting for different teams, but as I was watching it, obviously Birdhouse was going for a 3-peat, and so I was kind of like, anybody but Birdhouse, so obviously chocolate for me.
I was like rooting anybody but Birdhouse, although I knew Birdhouse was going to win. They're so dedicated, they really give it their all, but I was probably like more like Toy Machine,
just
if I had
you
to
like
say.
Mike.
I like Mike Sinclair. I think he's hilarious. I like his dynamic with Billy. I'm so excited for season 2. I think the biggest, difference obviously externally is our physical appearance. Growing up, I don't know what it was, but everybody would always say to us, I can't tell you guys apart. And I feel like it's only because we told them that we are twins.
Yes.
If we don't tell people that we're twins, they don't get us mixed up at all.
No.
But for some reason, when we say, oh yeah, we're twins, they're like, I can't tell you apart.
I can't tell the difference like after the fact.
I don't think we look anything alike.
No. Internally, Melissa has really bad lungs, for those of you guys that didn't know that.
Yeah.
She has asthma, so.
Yeah.
But also, I am, obviously, I've mentioned this before, I like to put everybody before myself.
True.
I'm a people pleaser, so that's something that is very different. I think a similarity is that we're both stubborn, but sometimes you can be more stubborn than me.
I think one of our similarities is that we value the same things in life, you know, family, loyalty, honesty. We value the same things, and I think that's what makes us so close. I think a lot of people tend to just assume that we are the same, that we are one, and I think we touched on that in the twins video, and I think we touched on like, oh, if I like something, I hope that you'll like it as much as I do,
even though I don't like it at all.
Always. But yes, that's probably it.